Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wahara Kakadash, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Many blessings and salutations unto the hopeful elect, the house of David, the Bayafta Wadah, for whom these epistles were written for in these last days. Shalom to the elect. I just wanted to, I kind of was reading up on some things. I've been watching heavy news, news and prophecy. Shout out to all you brothers, that's putting out these videos. It's very, very edifying. Shout out to the brother Radar, shout out to the brother Armand and the brother Karath, all them, holding down the brother Tamayim, all you brothers, of course the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, of course, because I watch all y'all videos and, it keeps you in a heavy spirit and it keeps you focused, because, these things that are happening right now will really put a spirit of being downtrodden on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, damn, man, what's next? You know what I'm saying? And if you're not a spiritual man, you're not gonna be in tune with these things as understanding these things must come to pass. And we know these things must come to pass, right? So, you know what I'm saying? We also see, because people look at it as Debbie Downer type behavior, but really, man, we see salvation through all these things that are happening, okay? And as you can see on this screen right here, I got this article pulled up from Think Automation, okay, and it's going to go into 10 jobs that are going to be or have already been lost to automation, all right, and including my job, which I'm a truck driver, and listen, this job is being phased out. It is what it is, but we understand it has to happen, okay? It has to happen. It's not a big deal. It's going to be uncomfortable. We state this all the time. It's going to be uncomfortable on the way to the kingdom, man. We never said it was not going to be uncomfortable. Okay? So the best thing to do is embrace this. Embrace Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, man. This place is finished. Babylon's finished. They're trying to fight a third world war, okay? And they listen, these people are trying to defend. Hey, Salakia got a phone call. You had to handle that, but whatever. All right, so the point is, like I say, man, these jobs, including mine, yours, those of you that are listening, Babylon the Great is done, man. Okay, they're over there trying to start a world's war, okay, in the Middle East, in Yahweh Shaphat, man. All right, in the Valley of Judgment. All right, the Valley of Yahweh Judgment. Okay, so they're preoccupied, all right, trying to get things popping for prophecy state, right? And we're gonna continue that back here in Babylon the Great, watching, cheering on Yahweh Bashim Shai as he destroys our enemies right before us. All right, and guess what? There's gonna be things that are gonna happen, okay, that are gonna be taking place as the destruction of Babylon the Great comes upon this place, right? So it says 10 jobs lost to technology. It says human computers, right? So human computers, it says before electronic computers, human computers were responsible for completing complex mathematical calculations by hand. With the advent of electronic computers, calculations that once took weeks could now be completed in seconds, leading to loss of these jobs. And these are some of the old school jobs they used to have, but it's all leading towards the same conclusion, okay? Pin boys. Pin boys were responsible for resetting bowling pins by hand. Well, they've been stopped at pin boys. I don't even think I've ever seen that before. You know what I'm saying? A person actually goes out there and sets the pins back up for you. Nah, good luck, right? Lift operators. Now we get into the good stuff, okay? Lift operators. Many of us brothers have worked in warehouses. Okay, some of us have done sit down forklift, stand up, reach operator. Okay, we've done these many different jobs, and guess what? These jobs are being replaced, and that's fine because it's according to prophecy. The Lord said, "Remember now thy Creator in your youthful day, before the day of vengeance comes upon us." Right? And I was paraphrasing, but let's get to it. Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when they shall say, or when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. That's right. So remember these days before it happens. Before these things go down, remember the Lord sent out the prophets to bring this word out to you. Okay? Remember this, because this is the time that the Lord is getting ready to chastise the entire earth starting with Babylon the Great. And he's going to start at his house, which is the house of Israel, right? Verse 2, it says, when the sun, while the sun or the moon or the moon or the stars, okay, let's read that again. While the sun or the light, okay, or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after rain. That's right. Continuing, it says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music be brought low. That's right. So we're coming into a time where, listen, if you don't want to serve under Yahweh Shemal Shai, if you believe that this word is beneath you, and you think that the American democracy project is going to win out in the end, you are lost. First and foremost, I got a bridge to sell you in Idaho. This place is done. This place is done. People around the world are literally watching videos of children being blown apart. What do you think that is doing to the rest of the world as far as their radicalization against Babylon the Great in the land, all right, that was formerly known as Palestine? I'll just say it like that. Okay, or Philistina, or I may be saying it wrong, but anyway, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, right? The keepers of the house are the elite, right? It says, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, right? No more work, no more jobs. It says, and in those days that look out of the window be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, right? There's gonna be ain't gonna be no Burger King, okay, no McDonald's, Church's Chicken, okay, General's Chicken, all that shit's gonna be closed up. Okay, it's gonna be dog eat dog out here, right? It says, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. This is coming. This is coming. And all we're doing is outlining some of the jobs that are being taken, that are falling to the wayside, that used to be done manually. No more. All automated. And pretty soon you're going to be automated, right? It says lift operators are responsible for manually stopping lifts, okay, and timing them for each floor. Now these are talking about the actual people that used to be the bell guy, the bellhop. You know, he used to get on the elevator and he would press the button for you, or he would manually, all that's done away with, right? It says with advancements in technology, lifts became automated, eliminating the need for human intervention. Right? It says automation has improved this role by making lifts safer and more efficient. Automated lifts can stop precisely on each floor, reducing the risk of accidents and improving travel time. And this whole article is geared towards telling you the betterment of why we need to continue to march on towards human automation, right? Switchboard operators, remember that? I don't. Okay, remember you used to have the little teeth. For those of you old enough, you go to your grandma's house, okay, and you used to pick up the phone, but you wouldn't dial a number. You would just, because my grandma still had like that old school phone. You just pick up the phone, and then the switchboard operator would pick up, and then you would tell them who you wanted to speak to. Yeah, I know for you millennials, that's a dark time. But I remember going to my grandma's house and seeing that, okay? She still had the actual phone where you call the switchboard operator, right? Cashiers, look at this. This is getting good now. It says self-service technology has increasingly reduced the need for physical cashiers. It says customers can complete the checkout process themselves in the physical stores or through online shopping, reducing demand for human cashiers. I know one chick at one, she been working at this damn Kroger for goddamn 15 years, man. All through high school and eventually her out of high school. She still worked there. Hey, look, I'm keeping it real, man. Look, Esau is getting ready to shut this thing down, man. And you jakes that are procrastinating, thinking this is a game. This ain't a game, man. Esau getting ready to come down with some wrath, man, because he's pissed off. He sees his time is over. Revelation 12:12, it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them, right? So we are those that dwell in the heavens, man. Our mindset is towards the kingdom of heaven. We don't care anything about this place. This place has lived its purpose, and now it's going out. Out with the old. Yahweh Shai is the best thing ever going, okay? To serve Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai is the best thing going, okay? Yeah, we have things we have to do in this earth that we have to do to pay the bills. But guess what though? When the systems crash down and it's over, now what? You gonna live in a hobbit home? Okay, you're gonna get $1,500 a month, huh? You gonna be okay with that? You call that living? No, that's slavery. We want better. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. That's right. He ain't got that much time. He knows his time is running short, so he got to come with this system. Okay? He's got to come with this system. And the people, all right, the people for the most part will buy into it. Now, not the elect. The elect will not, under no circumstances, believe in this system or even try to interlock with it, right? But the people of this world, they will, okay? This is 2 Thessalonians 2:7. It says, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. That's talking about Satan, all right, the physical manifestation of Satan on earth, which is the so-called white man. Verse 8, and if you don't believe us, look at his track record. Look what he's doing right now. Right, verse 8, it says, and then shall the wicked be revealed, all right, and the wicked's being revealed right now. Everybody sees who Satan is, but you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans who done took that bag, okay? Or some of you still see it, but you refuse to see what you're seeing. It says, whom the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, right? Even him, okay? Salakia. All right, anyway, it says, and the Lord Yahweh shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, which is the prophets, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, which is Yahweh Shai, his actual son. All right, coming back through those clouds, okay, to reign supreme over all the enemies of Israel, right? Verse 9, it says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, which is the so-called white man, with all power and signs and lying wonders. And one of his biggest lying wonders is the fact that he's going to improve humanity through his use of technology. When really all he's telling you is that he's going to chip you. You're going to be chipped, and you're going to be a part of that technology, and you're going to be on the grid just like everything else, right? That's why he has smart homes set up. That's why he has these ring doorbells. He wants eyes and ears everywhere, just like the Most High. He uses his technology the same way that Yahweh Shai Shai uses his being, right? The Lord is Yahweh, right? Which means he exists, okay? So the Lord is everywhere and anywhere, okay? That's what Esau wants to achieve, and he can't, though, because he's a bug out. Anyway, verse 10, it says, but he will trick 2/3, though, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. That's right. You can't, if you don't believe on this word, you have damned your soul into damnation, right? You damned yourself, all right, into Esau being the purveyor over your soul, and you don't want that. you don't want that. A goddamn sorcerer, okay, is ruling over your spirit, man. Okay? You don't want that. But really the Lord is the one that rules over it. He just that he gave you a choice. But really it wasn't really a choice. He put the spirit on you to be a bug out. And there's many bug outs out here. Okay? And they're not gonna believe it. They're not gonna believe that these things right now, all right, are being sourced, okay, where they're being boxed in. They're being boxed in and they don't even see it. They're just like, oh, every year, new Xbox, new PlayStation, okay, oh, new Jordans, just a bug out nigga in America, man. don't see what's happening. And for you brothers, man, that's kicking and screaming, all right, and kicking up dust, okay. Speaking on this thing, hey, may the Yahweh Shema shall continue to bless you, man. Cause hey, listen, it ain't a lot of us out here. Okay, we speak with each other within our own form. But trust me when I tell you, it ain't a lot of us out here, man. Okay, let's get back in the article and finish it off. Right? Think Automation says factory workers. It's the next thing to go, which that's already been happening, right? It says automation technology has taken over many roles in factories, from operating machinery to tedious assembly line work. It says while machines reduce the risk of tedium, our humans now maintain and monitor the machines. Automation has improved this role by reducing the risk of accidents and injuries in factories. Automated machinery can perform dangerous tasks, reducing the need for human intervention. Notice a theme here. So what are they going to do with all these people? Because that's 8-point-something billion people. You got to ask this question. It seems dark, but trust me, it's reality. It's the reality of where we are right now, currently in Babylon the Great, which is the most wicked kingdom on earth, on the face of the earth, to ever grace the earth, right? And so you're not, by you just sticking your ears in sticking your hand in your ears and thinking it's gonna block out, you don't have to hear it. If you don't hear it, then it must not exist, like it's some goddamn Freddy Krueger movie, okay? You're out of your mind. This is going down. And your flesh is going to be sacrificed if you don't believe on Yahweh Shema Shai. Believe me when I tell you. Okay? Because only the elect are the ones that are covered by the blood of Yahweh Shai. That sacrifice from over 2,000 years ago in the Roman captivity. That blood covers them. If you're not covered by that blood, then somebody's blood got to be shed. Okay? I'll just leave it at that. Number 7, warehouse workers. All right? Factory workers, warehouse workers, basically the same. It says robots and automation technology now handle more and more of the moving, loading, and offloading of goods, as well as packaging them. It says, as a result, packages and products reach customers faster, reducing the demand of human warehouse workers. Automation has improved this role by increasing efficiency and reducing the risk of accidents. Automated robots can move goods more quickly and accurately than human workers. Yeah, look at that. Okay. Okay. The Lord say he gonna fool the world. All right, so he's gonna use Satan to fool the world into thinking that they're going to be in a good case by choosing his way. Okay, we're gonna hold that real quick. Come back to Jeremiah. Jeremiah 51:7, it says, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken, right? The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. They're pissed the hell off, as well they should. They have bought a raw deal. Okay? Now, they gave their kingdom over willingly to Esau, Edom, all right, which is these Babylonians, all right? These Americans, as you would know today. Though these are the new Babylonians. These are the new Egyptians, okay? This is the second leg of the Roman Empire, that same Roman Empire. Same characters ruling it, right? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. We were cursing their ass out back then, and we're cursing their ass out again. That's why they hate us so much, okay? They use words like Muslims and all that kind of stuff. Right? They're trying to confuse the people, man. But the elect will not be confused. Okay, the elect is on your shit. Okay, we already read that. Let's go back to 2 Thessalonians, because 2/3 are gonna buy into this stupid shit. All right, 2 Thessalonians 2:10, it says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them which perish, because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. That's right. That Esau telling you that these robots are for your own good. What do you think he's going to do when he has no use for you? All right, he got no job for you, and he already refers to us as useless eaters. What do you think he's going to do? He already stated in the Georgia Guidestones that he wants to reduce the population to under 500 million, which in his opinion is a very manageable position. Huh? He told you what it was. You just refused to hear it. Revelation 12:12 says that he's going to come down with great wrath. People of the earth, you better believe the people that are in Gaza right now and in the West Bank, they're like, what? The world is about to end. In their world, the world is already ended. They're getting bombed to hell and back. This is Esau at his best, being a complete demon. Okay? Those Israelis, those are Edomites for the most part. You got some jigs mixed in there. Okay? But for the most part, especially the leadership, those are Edomites. And they're doing exactly what Edom would do, okay, when they get pressured, right? Verse 12, it says that they all might be damned who believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. You had pleasure in knowing or feeling like the devil should rule over the entire earth. And you wanted him to use his ship to do it. That's why your dumb ass gonna get caught up, right? For you brothers and sisters out there, stay strong. Let the rest of the world fall into this stupid trap. They were warned just like me and you were, right? It just so happened that the Lord put the Spirit on us to stay woke, right? Pun intended. Verse 13, it says, but we are bound to give thanks always to the Most High for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, which is beloved means king of the house of David, or Dawadah, right? Because the Most High have from the beginning chosen you, right? To salvation through sanctification of the Spirit and belief of the truth. And the belief of the truth is that this right here, look at this. If you're a data entry clerk, right? Bank tellers, travel agents, guess what? These jobs are going down the tube now. Okay? There ain't no such thing as a safe job unless you are the elite, unless you take that chip. And even then, if you're an Israelite, you're still going to get put to death. Because the Lord's going to kill you. And his death is way worse. You don't want that. Okay? Trust me, you don't want that. All right? The Lord is not to be played with, is not to be joked around with, is not to be kidded with. The Lord is serious business. He says he wants this work to be done. Damn it, we got to do this work. The Lord says he wants to destroy Babylon the Great. Guess what? Damn it, Babylon the Great's going to be destroyed. And there ain't no way around it. So with that, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Wahara Kakadash. Shalom to the elect.